I think we are live. And I am live. Hi, my name is Tyriece Simon, and usually I am with Elijah Jones. But Elijah is busy today. And you know what? There's no UFC fights this weekend. There's no Bellator fights this weekend. But there was a LFA card this past Friday, yesterday, as recording. And I figured, you know what? Let me come on here and talk about it. Because it was actually a really good show. And I thought there are some interesting fighters that were on the show that I want to talk about, and I want people to look out for. And also, this has been a channel that has, focused on Bellator. Of course, we've talked about UFC, but I want to also get into other organizations as well. LFA, One Championship, KSW, all these other promotions and upcoming promotions and fighters that are coming up in the ranks. And I also want to do interviews with them too. So I'm definitely interested in broadening, outside of UFC and Bellator, but also tackling other promotions as well and getting into them as well and promoting them. So yeah, this stream is particularly focused on this LFA card and talking a little about it. And hopefully you'll watch it. It's on UFC Fight Pass. Believe if you don't have UFC Fight Pass, you get a 30-day free trial when you first sign up, and it's $9.99 a month, which not bad. You get a whole archives of fights. You get early prelims as well, and again, LFA cards, Cage Warriors, all those people that you see coming into the UFC and even Bellator, like they come from these organizations. So it's definitely worth checking out and seeing these new crop of talent that's coming in. So I definitely highly recommend, if you don't have Fight Pass, try it out, see how you like it, and you may find some gems in there. That's exactly how I do most of my fight breakdowns and fight analysis with Elijah. We usually go on Fight Pass, and again, a great archive to see past fights and to really see matchups and stuff like that. But again, also you can see upcoming promotions and fighters coming up that you may see on the UFC or Bellator in the future. So, but yeah, I'm going to talk about LFA 98, and I recommend please subscribe, please like the stream if you enjoy what you're seeing. Hopefully I can do more of these one-on-one streams with you guys and talk to you guys about, either UFC news or events, MMA news, anything like that in particular. So, yeah. So let's get into LFA 98. So the main event was, I believe, Josh Fremd versus, Bruno Oliveira. Bruno Oliveira in the middleweight fight main event. Josh Fremd beats Bruno Oliveira by, I believe, TKO. It was called. Yep, TKO. Great fight. Oh no, it was called knockout. They called it a knockout. Okay, I thought it was TKO, but knockout nonetheless. What can I say about this? Bruno started the fight out pretty strong. I was really impressed. He also was on the Contender Series, I believe, as well, that was promoting. And I thought he did very well. I thought his striking was really, really good. I liked his leg kicks. I like his build, his range. And Josh Fremd just put the beats on him. Caught him with I believe it was he was sliding out to his left. And as he was exiting out, he catches him with a left hook on the break and puts his light out. And if he didn't catch him with the slipping to the left hand hook, he was going to catch him with the right hand afterwards because he had him dead to rights. I thought it was a great performance by Josh Fremd. He's somebody I think people should look out for him and pay more attention to. I believe he is on a 5-fight win streak. Sorry. Oliveira, like we mentioned, he beat Antonio Jones, Lamar Gucci, Travis Davis, Andre Hall, up-and-coming fighters as well. This is his third fight in LFA. He also fought in Bellator as well. I was really impressed. I was really impressed by him. He also trains with, let me see here. Joshua Fremd, All-American MMA Academy, which is interesting. I thought he did really, really good. I would love to see his next fight as well. Again, that you gotta see it for yourself. That's flipping to the left, and then that left hook was absolutely beautiful. Um, and he has a great build. Again, he's six. I think on 6 fight win streak, like I said, uh, and definitely a middleweight where you know the UFC, Bellator, I think underneath the upcoming middleweight. So he's on 5 fight win streak. Sorry. Uh, definitely somebody to look out for. I loved his and also his ability to weather the storm against Oliveira, because Oliveira was putting it on him a little bit early on. He was able to weather the storm and able to catch him clean, sliding to the left with that left hook. I thought it was absolutely beautifully done. So definitely Josh Fremd is somebody you should definitely, if you're not looking out for him now, definitely keep looking out for him again on UFC Fight Pass and these other outlets as well. Yeah, Josh Fremd moves on to the middleweight tournament, and we'll see where it goes from here. Another fighter I was really impressed with was Dakota Bush. Dakota Bush beat Austin Clem by TKO. His nickname is Dakota Harry Bush, which is an interesting nickname, which I would love to talk to him in the future or want to hear more about why he chose that nickname. We have incredible nicknames now, Raw Dog, Brendan Reval, and shit like that. So I'm interested to see where he got his name from. But regardless, what really impressed me with him was his finish over. I believe his opponent was, Austin Clem, like I said. And I thought he had a great performance. Austin Clem missed weight, a lot of trouble cutting weight, and I believe the story was Dakota Bush wanted a catchweight fight or something resolved in that fact, but Austin Clem vetoed and said he didn't want to cut the weight. Regardless of the fact, it tells you one thing: do not make Dakota Bush mad, because he went off from the start of the bell. Got rushed him, got him against the cage, timed a beautiful head kick. As Austin Clem was trying to block and try to had movement out of positioning from the barrage of strikes that Dakota Bush was throwing. He stopped for a moment, paused, and landed a beautiful head kick, and then an uppercut to put out Austin Clem's lights. I was really impressed with him. I believe Dakota Bush is on a 2-fight win streak coming out of Cuba, Missouri. He beat Brian Del Rosario and again Austin Clem yesterday. Definitely somebody I want to look out for, and he's a lightweight. Would love to see where he goes from here. Again, that performance for me, I thought that was one of the best performances of the night. Just the matter of how he did it, and the poise to in that moment of throwing barrage of strikes, he decides to let up for a second and go to the top with a head kick, and that set up the uppercut, and then that put out Austin Clem's lights. Beautiful performance. The one thing about this LFA card, which I was blown away by, was every fight, maybe except for maybe two fights I believe on the card, went to a decision. Everything was a finish, and most of it was finishes in the first round, which I thought was incredible. Like the card was speeding by. We've seen one fight after the other. One ends in a minute. One ends in 2 minutes. One ends in another minute. Like it was a frantic pace, and it could have been over. Maybe 30 minutes to 40 minutes after the card started. It went by that quick. But regardless, Dakota Bush definitely performed well. 57 seconds was his fight in the first round. And I'm interested to see again where does Dakota Bush go from here. I'm interested in following this guy. And that brings me to another performance I thought really good was Zach. I hope I'm saying this right. Zach Poiga versus Ashby Thomas. Zach Poiga, a light heavyweight, was able to Basically, it was a simple finish. It was not simple meaning that it was pretty much dominant, one sided, where Poiga was able to get a back sweep on Thomas, and then from there he was able to just get into the crucifix position and just rain down elbows to Thomas's hair, who was just blonde, was just red. And he pretty much just finished him on the ground with elbows to do the crucifix. I thought, again, it was a good performance. I think he only has 2 fights in his career. But from what I've seen, again, from just what I'm watching, I thought he looked really, really good. Dominant. I liked his control and the grappling as well. Like he was able to stay poised, stay calm, and worked his way into the crucifix position, and then followed it with elbows, and that was a night. So Poiga, definitely somebody I want to look out for. Only 2 fights in his career. I think he started his career, from looking on Tapology right now. This is his second pro debut. He started his career July 31st, 2020, beating Zach Cavender by unanimous decision. Other than that, he has five fights in his amateur career, and 2 fights in, 2 finishes. 2 wins. We'll love to see where he goes from here as well. I thought that what impressed me about him was the control on the bottom. He didn't rush anything. He took his time, and he was able to get the crucifix, and then he was able to rain down those elbows. And again, when your opponent hair is blonde, it's all red, covered in the blood, you're doing a good job. So I thought he did a really good job and a great performance, dominant performance. And let's see here, another fighter that got me. I hope I'm not pronouncing her name wrong. Tabitha Reese. Defeated Vanessa Marie Grimes by armbar. She was solid, good performance. I believe this fight was let me see here, strawweight. Yep. Great performance. She is 4-0. She beat Kelsey Aronson. It's why I need Elijah for these pronunciations and names. Kelsey Aronson. So I hope I'm saying that name right. Griselle Ricotta and Danielle Cunha. And again, last night she beat Vanessa Marie Grimes. In a time where we need to see more strawweights, particularly in, I would say, the UFC and other organizations as well, but UFC mostly. I'm interested to see where she goes from here, and again, these strawweight fighters, I would say flyweight fighters, which I think there's gonna be a flyweight fight coming up for LFA, a big one that I'm going to cover as well. The UFC, I think, right now is actively looking for more fighters in those weight classes to kind of bolster up the division and find the next group of talent that could possibly make a run or possibly do something for a title. So these looking at those division strawweight fights, bantamweight fights. I would even say light heavyweight fights. Like those people, those divisions are like needing talent in the UFC. I think also in Bellator, but mostly in the UFC. Look out for these organizations that have these fights on a lightweight. Bantamweight, flyweight, heavyweight, women's strawweight. Like those are divisions that you could see people fighting in those fights that could possibly make a jump if they have continue their career or have even a dominant performance. You can see them on a Contender Series as well. I thought Tabitha Reese was really, really good. And see where she goes from here. LFA had a solid card. I thought the commentary was good. I thought Alex Joban was great last night. He does commentary for LFA. Every fight from start to finish was pretty good. And again, some of those fights didn't even go a full minute into the fight, to the first round. So it flew by. It flew by. Oh, eight fights on the card. It felt like it was 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops. So and no commercials, nothing like that. Again, on UFC Fight Pass just flies by. You gotta worry about ESPN commercials hogging up the time on the show. So that was good. And lastly, another person I want to bring up here is Lucas Clay. Lucas Clay beats JJ Akanovich by unanimous decision. Wasn't a finish, but I thought Lucas Clay pretty much dominated the whole entire fight. I know he was a little disappointed that he couldn't be able to show his ability in the striking area, but his grappling was really, really good. Really, really good. Controlled JJ Akanovich pretty much the whole entire fight, except for maybe the third round. But then it became more of a stand-up fight. But I thought, on the ground, he was able to pretty much control Akanovich, and he had him in some interesting positions too. There was times where he had the back, which, he could have, maybe gone for a rear naked choke or try to work his way to top mount, but he would go take the back, and then he was trying to work the rear naked choke, but instead of that, he would attack the ribs. He would use his left hand to trap Akavich's hand and try to go for the ribs and build the ribs a little bit. He had him in very flexible, unusual positionings. So I thought he just did well in. I thought he did well. I think he is the cousin to Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, and that's where that name comes from. Cassius Clay comes from. I think his name is, I believe I'm saying it right. It's Lucas Cassius Clay. Lucas Cassius Clay. So that's where that. If you want to know where the nickname from, that's where it comes from. Yeah, I thought it was solid. Again, I know he's disappointed that he couldn't show his striking. I've seen his striking in other fights. It looks pretty good. And I'm interested to see exactly where he goes from here as well. Again, these fighters on this LFA card, they had pretty much dominant performances, the names I mentioned. And again, there's so much talent outside the UFC and Bellator that, you never know who's going to end up where. Obviously, I would think these LFA fighters will one day like to see themselves on the UFC stage or Bellator stage or World Championship stage. But, starting out right now, this is where you get to see the come up story. And I thought the names I mentioned, the other fighters on the card as well, had great performances. So, again, if you can, check out the card. It flies by. It was really, really quick. If you want to watch something real quick while doing work, or you want to, you don't have any fights this weekend, UFC, no Bellator, definitely check out this card. It was really quick, flew by, great performances, and you can see the next crop of talent coming in. So definitely worth a watch. And again, UFC Fight Pass, I believe it is either 30 days or 7-day free trial when you sign up for the first time. $9.99. Again, a lot of stuff that you want to see in terms of archives fights and other promotions, and especially if you're like me, like doing fight breakdowns and predicting and betting on fights. UFC Fight Pass is the best place to get your base from and get an idea of who wins and how. So definitely check it out. But nonetheless, I thought LFA 98 was a great card. I would give it a solid B+, A-. It was really, really good. I thought the commentary was good. I thought the fights were good. A nice display of talent. And I'm interested to see where these fighters like Lucas Clay, Josh Frem, Zach Poiga, Dakota Brush go from here. Again, this is where you see the proper talent. So thoroughly enjoyed. But that is all that it was. Definitely check it out. And hopefully that we'll have a good card. But next week we will be discussing whether it's good or not the Overeem versus Volkov fight. I believe it's coming together at the very last minute. Corey Sandhagen versus Frankie Edgar going to be on the card. That's interesting. Um, Overeem, we'll see if Overeem gets his second chance at trying to go for gold. You got Michael Johnson versus Clay Guida. You have one of the people I'm looking out for. Yusuf Zalal is fighting on that card. Diego Ferreira versus Beneil Dariush. That's a good one. This is one to look out for. Alexander Pantoja versus Minel Cape. That's a flyweight fight that people should look out for. Yeah, there's some sleeper fights on this card, and hopefully, it delivers, which I think it can. Right now, if you're asking me, just quick predictions, I would have Volkov beating Overeem. I would have Corey Sandhagen beating Frankie Edgar. I would have Beneil Dariush upsetting Diego Ferreira. I'm very high on Manel Cape. We'll see what happens with his fight. Andre Yule's on the card against Cody Stamen. Like, there's some really, really good fights on this card. Michael Johnson, I hope Michael Johnson wins. I've always been a Michael Johnson fan, and I would love to see him pick up a win here against a legend like Clay Guida and get back on track. And another one, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith's been out for a minute. Alex De Silva, he's fighting on the card as well. So again, I'm definitely interested to see how this fight goes and how these cards, especially the main event. The main event, to me, honestly, if Overeem does beat Volkov, I think he's up next for a number one contender fight. I think the winner of because John Jones is going to get the next fight regardless against either Stipe or Francis Ngannou. I think the winner of Cyril Gane versus Jazier Rozenstruik has to face the winner of Overeem and Volkov. And then out of those two, you get who's the next after John Jones gets his title shot. I think that's the right way to go. And again, honestly, I'm rooting for Overeem. Overeem is a legend. He is somebody that's clawing back into this title hunt, and he's looked good. He's looked good. So we'll see what happens. But that's all I have to say. Hope everybody is doing well. Leave in the comment section. This is my first solo show. Tell me how I think. Hopefully, with more practice, I'll do a little bit more of these and able to give more content to you guys. So definitely look out for that. So signing off. My name is Tyriece Simon. This has been a LFA 98 recap show. A recap show, and a prediction of next week's card. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.